How was that? Better intro?
That was loud. That was loud. It went. I was like, "Whoa!" It's good though. It's quick. I was, and it kept me awake.
Yeah, there you go. Welcome back to the Hobby Chop Podcast, the podcast for the people. I am Big Ken. He is Zip. Zip, how you doing, my friend?
I'm doing all right. I feel tad overwhelmed with cards because I keep buying so much, and I'm selling a good amount, but mainly this Whatnot venture I've tried. Like I have a coffee table with, I'm just looking at it now. If you see me just peering around, the entire coffee table has about like, I don't know, like 9-10 inch stack of cards, just like stacks. Like the whole table is 9 inches of cards stacked, and then I have a whole like folding table that is full of like the same thing of stacks of cards. So I have all these cards, and I can't. The last couple weeks, I haven't been able to get as many people in the shows, like just viewers. But shout out if you were in it. But so I'm starting tomorrow. I'm going to try to start a little later at 8 p.m. Maybe that makes it up rather than starting at 6 p.m. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I think even when we do these lives, I think the later we go, the more viewers that are in, and I would have to. But it's funny because some mornings I get up and I'm looking at my phone, and like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, I see these Whatnot things blinging in on my phone. I'm like, who's Whatnotting at this time of the morning, you know?
Right.
But I guess there's a time for everybody to do it, right? So I just have to ask, you said you're a little overwhelmed, you're buying a lot of stuff, but now you're peering over at a table that has, like 10, or 6-10 inch stacks or whatever. But you have to feel good knowing you have enough inventory for like the next month or however long, however many shows that's good for. Just knowing, I think most people I talk to, especially out at shows, they're always saying, "Oh, I'm low on inventory. I need to, buy more stuff. I need more inventory." So in your end, you must be feeling good that, your supply is good right now.
Well, yeah, and I'll just talk about the angel and the devil on each shoulder here. Like one part of it is like I could spend a day or maybe 2 days and make a really big sheet and like get 3 large flat rate mailer boxes and sell them to people that I know. Like I know I can do that. And I don't know if that's the devil or the angel, or is the devil or the angel, yeah, I'm going to run them on Whatnot on my page. Like, I don't know what's good or bad, but those are like the thoughts going in my head. Like, I could just purge all this, but I'm 174 transactions to 1,000, which is cool.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, and I could probably do that 10 times over, if not more, with the inventory I have. Yeah. So, it's just a matter of letting stuff go that I want to. And it's just, I understand there's growing pains, but it's also like, even though I'm into a lot of this for not a lot of money, it's just like, I'll run these, like, I ran a $20 card and it went for $5. And it's just like, and you do that over and over again. And there's some instances of that where I start the card at $5 and no one even bids on it. And that's when I'm just sitting there like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
What's going on here? I also know though, like a few times it's happened where I've ran a really like nice, like a good looking card. These are all low end, right? So no one's, like myself included, no one's getting killed over $10, $15, right? The other instance, a good looking card that's like $5 or $6 went for like 15 or 16,
Yeah.
And it's the trade-off. And I think for me, it's trying to figure out how to get more people in the room. So that's a me problem. I got to figure it out.
Yeah, and I'm sure as you go along and you get more people that get $20 cards at $5, they'll come rushing back, right?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I've had several buyers that have bought in every single one of my streams, and I always say whenever they buy, there's a few of them, I'm like, here for the deals. Like if he bought one, you knew it was a steal. Which is great, and I do like people getting deals too. It's just like, I also would like some bidding action going on too, right? Like Or else for me, it's just like, let me just, it gets monotonous and boring on my end of, let's run this at $2. Let's run this at $2. Let's run, that's boring for me too. I like to see a little action. Not even just the money, just like the keep me awake.
Yeah. See, that's what we were talking about in last week's episode. That's the opposite. You're talking about being at shows. Like, I wouldn't last 5 minutes at a show putting up with people wanting that $20 or that $50 card for $25. Well, that's almost the same thing, right? People are showing up in your room. I think the hobby that's what drives the hobby. People go to shows, they go to the whatnot rooms, they get in there, they're hoping that they can get a steal. They're hoping they can jump in. And I've been in whatnots, right, where all of a sudden people just fall asleep. Right. It's like whatever happens. And sometimes I'm the person, like if you're bidding on the same thing and it's like random spots, I'll just keep clicking bid, like putting in like a $10 fight, whatever it is. Right. Yeah. And a couple of times I got them so cheap and I'm like, oh my God, everybody fell asleep. And even the person running it was like, whoa, chat, what's going on? They're pointing at the bottom of the screen. Right. And I'm like, and sometimes I'm like, shh, stop, don't say anything.
Yeah.
But that's what it is, right? I mean, we're all trying to get a deal, no matter what's going on.
I love the value boxes, right? And it's essentially like internet value boxing in a way. So like live value boxing. So it is what it is. I don't hate it. That's for sure. I enjoy it. I spend time with my cousin too, so that's fun. Like he helps me out with it. And I got a great. I don't know if I said this. Did I mention what he had just laying around?
No.
All right. My cousin, love him to death. He's a huge Giants fan. Like he PCs the Giants, like big time. He's been out of the hobby since 2023, pretty much.
I feel a Lawrence Taylor or a Phil Simms coming.
Oh, this is way better. Guess what? So he like pulled out his cards because he's been doing this with me, and he had a bunch of Pokemon too, and he saw some prices. He's like, oh my God, I have like several $1,000s of Pokemon. I need to grade like right here. So of course I was like, I didn't know how much there was. I was like, let me help you out. He brings over like 80 Pokemon cards that I look over for grading for him. And I'm like, Jesus, I thought there'd be like 10, 15 cards. I'm like, this is, it took me like a whole day to go through all these. Cause also I have no idea the names of them. Like I don't know. Half of them are I'm like Japanese. I have no idea what's going on here. So I do that. Then he has some sports cards. And guess what he bought for $100 in like 2023?
2023.
Yeah. Okay. A Daniel Jones Optic Downtown. And he's like, I didn't even know I had that. He's like, what is that worth now? Like $150? Try $350. Just sitting there. Yeah, just sitting there. And he was like, him not being in cards, he's like, no way. He was fired up about it. Yeah. And it was just funny. It's like sometimes if you just put them away and forget about them, it was just so funny, dude. Like we're looking at all these cards and he just has this Downtown. I'm like, what the heck? Daniel Jones of all people.
When I think of a lot of the cards I bought in 2020, 21, 22, 23 that I bought and sold, that if some of those I just would have held on to, and I just would have put away and pulled them out now, some of the value on those would have been a lot better than probably what I got for them when I sold them. Right?
It's tough. So like I'm trying to challenge myself a little bit with like I've been picking up some first Bowman guys that I'm going to send out to grade. And they're not going to be in the league for like a few years. And what I'm going to do, this is the plan. What I'm going to do is different, right? But the plan.
They get called up. Bing!
Yeah, exactly. But I'm going to vault them. I'm going to try to vault them. And then when they get called up, I'm just going to send them out. I want to start doing that because I feel like you can, like, right after release happens on this Bowman product, the prices are insane. And then like 2 to 3 weeks after, the prices drop like 60-something%. It's a good time to buy that. So I've picked up quite a few guys and I've sent a bunch off to grade and I'm going to try to put them away. And when they get called up, they get called up and we'll see how it goes. But I'm also thinking about doing that with some of the women's basketball too, because I feel like if it's not in my hand, because I don't want, like when they get back from PC, I don't know when that will be because that's where I'm grading them through, obviously. Like I don't want to just immediately sell them. And also, like, I don't
Yep.
think I can really just ask them to hold them there. So I'm gonna have to send them to a vault.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
I mean, I did that, weeks ago. I just pulled those all out, separated them out, just put them away. I mean, yes, I could sell them, and would the money now be better than, waiting till, it's back in season or whatever? But yeah, I'm happy to put them away and move on to other stuff I had planned to sell during this
yeah.
time of year. So, I'm certainly good with that.
Yep.
Oh, by the way, we are live tonight. Just want
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Big John in the house. How you doing tonight, John?
What's up, Big John? How's it going, man?
So
What's on the docket tonight, sir?
we got first thing, product release, right? What are you looking for, and what can you do without? And when and there's going to be two parts to this question, but I'm just going to ask you first. What are you looking forward to? What the product that's coming out? And any product. I know you're not a huge wax guy to rip, but I know you like to get in whatnot. I know you like to you've hit a lot of good cards and breaks.
Well, I was just gonna say I'm not a wax guy until I am, and then I just go all out. So
Go crazy.
Yeah.
So what are some of the products coming out that you're looking forward to?
Okay, looking forward to. I'm curious to see the lineup that comes out for basketball. The new Topps basketball. Especially because I've bought so much Kobe and Jordan and like that older era of like when Topps had the license. There are some great inserts. There were some great cards, and I'm interested to see how they bring stuff back. So like I'll say this, like looking forward to, not thinking about like operating the hobby, just enjoyment, right? I'm excited for Topps Chrome. That's what I want. I want Topps Chrome. That's all I really care about. And if there was I'll tell you one set that like is new, somewhat gimmicky, but I think is fantastic, and I think the hobby has jumped on board too. And I don't know how you feel about it because I know you don't dabble in baseball all that much at all. Chrome is an awesome product.
Say it again. You cut out.
Cosmic Chrome.
Oh, Cosmic Chrome.
Cosmic Chrome. Yeah, it's a great product. I love how the design is. You probably saw a little bit of that with the unlicensed football. You probably dabbled with that a little bit for the autos, but the just a great set. I love the designs of Cosmic and like the parallels in Cosmic, and that's one I'm looking forward to. And also, I'm interested to see what they do for high end. Like, what's the new N tier flawless? Like, what does that look like? I'm curious to see what they do with that. I know they're gonna do the debut patches, which are gonna be insane. Like the Cooper Flag debut patch is gonna be just insane. So.
Yeah, and believe it or not, the football guy in me, I feel exactly the same. If I'm going to buy to rip anything, I might as well try to chase Cooper Flag, right? And some of the other NBA rookies, because I really don't think there's much in football, the product coming out this year. I'm not that excited about it.
Yeah. So let's talk about ripping a little bit, because like it's not just like, I know you said Cooper Flag obviously is going to be the main chase. Not even going to sit there and argue that. Yep. What I will say is, though, it's a deep class, as it's been like noted by anyone and everyone. It's a really deep rookie class, and you have all the first year stuff for all these guys of top stuff, which is interesting too. Besides Luka, which there's not really been a consensus answer on what's going on there, but that's why I'm really interested in Topps Chrome rather than.
But even something we talked about too was being the first year, and like the LeBron James and the Curry.
Oh, yeah.
Like those cards too are going to carry a little bit more weight than just any vet card, that's coming through, a year after year Panini product.
Which is funny because you named two guys who have Topps cards, which is funny, but it will still hold true that those cards will matter. But it's just, it's funny. Like, I just think about like if I'm gonna rip something and chase something, I like to keep in mind that, okay, I can get a bunch of these cards and grade them to recoup money too if it doesn't go great. So I think Topps Chrome over like a Topps paper. I always think chrome grades better than paper, and I know that's not always true, but
But I
with
think paper, to me, paper is like, like score with football, right? It's like the first release out, everybody rushes out because or Don Russ, right? It's the first one. Everybody's rushing out to get the card because, that's all there is out there, right? And then all of a sudden when the good stuff starts to come, that stuff's worthless,
so this is going to be the learning curve for a lot of people. Is there are a lot in tops like paper. It's not just score. Like I totally get what you're saying. As it's the first low end product, tops is going to be lower end. Absolutely. Something that tops does a great job with, that would be very different from score, is they are going to have a ton of inserts that are going to hold value, and they're going to have a ton of image variations, short prints, and parallels that are not like implemented like in score. So for example, I saw a really cool concept that they're doing, and these are going to be super hard to hit, but their number. So like what is that's what the card's numbered at.
Say that over again. You blanked out again.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. They have this parallel set. It's called they're numbered parallels. So Jalen Brunson was one of the images they used, and he's number 11. There's gonna be 11. And that goes for one. There's a one of Wemby. So like, but they do things like that, and then they're gonna. I would assume like they do in baseball, they do a gold out of the year. So it'd be out of 2025 a parallel. There's a bunch of parallels that have lineage for tops, and I'm curious to see how basketball and football collectors coming over from the Panini era that have no idea about what these parallels do and how they, what they do for baseball, how that carries over to football and basketball.
But compared to the Topps Chrome, if you compared the tops to the Topps Chrome, the paper to the Chrome.
What do you mean if I compared them?
Like you're saying that nobody, like there's going to have a lot of inserts and a lot of value. That's two separate products, right? The first version of that out is the paper, and then the Chrome comes out afterwards.
So paper, there's going to be a lot of the base junk, like we know for Donruss or Score or any of that. But they have Topps is going to have more like hidden gems in there than like a Donruss would or a Score would. That's what I'm saying. Is like there's going to be more chases within the set that people, and there's also I think they're either called gold frames or gold mirrors and it's literally just the same card, and it's on the back. Like the Aqueous test cards.
Yep.
It's similar to that, except those gold mirrors in baseball carry out a ton of weight. Like people love those, are huge chase cards. There's just going to be a ton of stuff like that, and we'll see. You're also going to see value boxes of people having super short prints in them because they have no idea that they're a super short print, which I love that about Topps, because that means you have to pay.
They stamp it on the back, right? Like SP.
I know sometimes they do, and in the past they didn't. I don't know if they are or not. I hope they do for the sake of everyone learning now.
I know when I first jumped back in, I'm like, why don't they put the variations on the card? I have no idea what I have.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, I know I was looking forward to the WNBA stuff, and
it keeps getting pushed back, right?
No, I think it's coming out Thursday. The hobby's coming out Thursday. Somebody ripped the case last night on Whatnot, and it was horrible. It was absolutely horrible. There was no case hit in there. There were like people lost their shirts on. There's no way those boxes should be $800 a box. I mean, it's just insanity that they're that much money. And a lot of people, and it's funny because you could look at this two ways, right? Where there was no case hit. I was talking to Rich Whittlebug Carson, and he says, "Oh, did Panini finally get it right? They're gonna make the downtown truly a short print, and they're not gonna put one in every case, right? So who knows? Maybe that's what they're doing, or they forgot to put them in there, one or the other. But in the football end of it, we're able to get downtowns and the blasters and the mega boxes, right? But in the apparently with the WNBA, it's hobby only that you're going to get a downtown in. So if
And
you want it, you want it, you have to spend the money.
Not even once a case, which means, well, what was like the biggest hit that you saw?
Probably Paige Becker's autos.
Okay, how many were in the case? That's something I'm curious about.
I think there was just one. Yeah. I didn't watch the whole break. I just went in and I was kind of.
Were there Caitlin autos?
No, there was no Caitlin auto in there. I mean, she signed in the product. It's just not weren't in that case.
I wonder how those autos will compare to her rookie stuff. I mean, I assume they'll be less, but got a couple comments here.
Yeah. Bill says, "What's up?" And then at the bottom, he's like, "What? No downtowns in the blast."
Say downtowns? Yeah.
You know what? I mean, that's what I'm reading. So he said, Bill also says Don Russ football is hitting the shelves. West Coast has blasters. Big John says golden mirrors are going to be fun to find. And I just want to jump back to Bill. Bill, I watched you live. I watched you rip and open up these Don Russ Costco boxes, and not looking good. I mean, not looking like you're getting your money's worth out of them. I'm not sure. I haven't really watched too many breaks in them, but I haven't seen anything good coming out of those. So,
yeah, it's so much fun to rip, but like, it's just so it just feels so dumb to do it. Like, it's so much fun though. Like, it's like just trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
And that has nothing to do with Bill ripping it, because if I found those at my Costco, I'd rip them too. Like, I'm just gonna say, I'll say it. I would rip them too. Yeah. It's just like it kind of sucks, like, that there can't just be a better ROI on the wax. But I mean, I guess that would just what Bill said. Yeah, it's pure gambling. It is pure gambling. That's all it is. It is. It just that I wish there. That's the thing, right? If there was a better ROI, the box price would just go up, right? Like, that's just how it would work. So it wouldn't even matter if there's a better ROI, because,
I mean, I was ready to buy a full case of the Bowman Chrome U basketball, because I was convinced that the NBA stuff with the rookies wasn't going to come out until after the new year, and I figured there'd still be time to rip it, especially with flag and stuff like that. And then when they announced that they were going to release these boxes in October, I backed off. But I still can't help myself. I bought 2 more hobby boxes today, and I have a third one that I bought online that I'm waiting to come, right? So I'm still happy. I probably won't have time to grade the people that I'll need to sell immediately, but I'll certainly have time to grade some of the other stars out of that product. And that product it was almost $300 a hobby box. Now it's down to $200. So
yeah, let's talk about that quick. So in the short term, when I say short term, over the next year, I think like those guys that we talk about, like those rookies, those firsts, are going to go down in value. But I can't stop thinking that it is going to be different with the first Bowman rather than Prism draft picks. It's like a whole different beast.
Mm-hmm. So I know you want to say something, and this is the question that I was trying to find the answer to. I really couldn't find it. So Cooper Flagg's got his first Bowman.
Yep.
In Bowman U Chrome. So when the Topps Chrome comes out, right, it's not going to be. I mean, there's nothing going to be on there, right, for first or anything like that. He'll have rookie, right, RC.
Right. Yeah, no, it'll be rookie. He had his first Bowman. If they do NBA Bowman, so this is what I'm interested to see how they roll it out, because in the past they did have NBA Bowman. They never had the first logo on the NBA Bowman, but they do the Bowman Chrome U now, which I would assume for the most part they'll get people's firsts, unless you get like a guy overseas. For example, the Celtics first round draft pick was Hugo Gonzalez. Hugo in a Bowman product could have a first for the Celtics, and it'd be a rookie card. Well, I don't know how they're going to lay it out, but this general idea of it's all going to go just to trash, like in years past, like I saw PC Sports Cards, Zach at PC, he put out a reel saying like, oh, we've seen this before with Zion, we've seen this with Ja. Da, da, da. It's just like, but it's different. It really is different. I get that it's college and these guys are in the NBA, and I get the jersey thing, but it's also the first Bowman. I could be, and again, I could be totally wrong about it. I just think in the long term, it may matter more than like Prism draft pick stuff has in the past. I could be wrong, but I just think that first Bowman in the lineage, depending how Topps or Fanatics like lays it out going forward, it could matter.
Yeah. I mean, I know those Wemby boxes are still expensive. You know, those 2022 Bowman hobby are still there.
Well, he still doesn't have any licensed autographs, so it technically is licensed with his French team.
Oh, okay.
There's a caveat. That's the caveat to that. But yeah. I don't know. Like when we were talking, like think about when we had the NBA episode with Chris, and I asked him at the very end. I was like, because I think he even has that mindset of like, of the college autos, they'll naturally lose, you know. But when I asked him about, okay, so let me just ask you this. It's like, what would the first Bowman Superfractor auto of Michael Jordan do? He's like, that would be a massive card. And it sure would, because it's so different than a pre-rookie card. It really is. It's like the ultimate, the first is like the ultimate like rookie card, in my opinion.
Yep.
So, I mean, and you also see Fanatics laying out. Did you see the Three Kings thing? Do you know what that is when I say that? Now they're laying out if you have the first Bowman Superfractor, the Topps Chrome Rookie Auto Superfractor, and the debut patch of the same player, they give you like a super card. It's called like the Three Kings card. So when you see that, if they're going to keep that up with other sports like football and basketball, part of that is you'll still need the first Bowman.
Yeah.
Are they? I don't know if they're going to keep it that way, but you create this interesting thing where, yeah, like people are just going to be like, oh, disregard the first Bowman, this and that, but I think they may matter.
And there'll still be value in the old boxes too. The old boxes and the new boxes, if the card hadn't been pulled yet.
Yeah, and it's just it's a shame too, because that like essentially goes because it's really the men's cards that the value kind of vanishes on for that, because the women are gonna keep that product alive for, I don't know, because Caitlin Clark's first Bowman stuff still does really well. Yeah, I assume Paige Becker's will do really well, because I bet you there's more UConn women's basketball fans than Dallas Wings fans by a long shot.
Stars.
I almost did, because I don't know. I don't know. I know the UConn Huskies. I bet you people know that he's more than the Dallas Wings.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't. What do you think about that? Am I crazy for thinking like that's a possibility rather than just writing it all off?
No,
everyone's writing it all off like, oh, this is how it's always been, and this is how. Well, things are different, right?
Yeah, things are different. This is new, so we're really going to find out over the next couple of years, like what the value is and if it's going to stay there. So yeah, and I'm happy to take a chance, right? I'm happy to be that guy on the forefront saying, you know, I'll let you know. I'll report back, because I'll tell you what's going to happen, because I'm gonna be the guy still buying the Bowman U stuff. And this year, when the next product comes out, I'll probably buy 2 cases of that as well, right? So it just, you know, just keep it going, because you know what, I have fun doing it. It's where I'm getting the most amount of fun on these players, on this product. So it's a hobby. It's supposed to be fun. So
it's actually funny. I agree with you, because like whenever I opened that Bowman product, like if I got into breaks, I would always be buying like the women's spots. Yeah. And whenever I open up the boxes, I was always looking for the women's like autos and things like that, and it was like a bonus of like, oh, Ace Bailey, Dylan Harper, Cooper Flag. It's like, oh, cool. I didn't. That's not what I was going for, right? And it's just, I'm sure a ton of people, like everyone else besides us, probably were the opposite. It was like flag, it's funny.
Well, the same year with Juju Watkins and Wemby, right? People were ripping that product, right? And I mean, and Caitlin Clark was.
I was gonna say, you said Juju and Wemby. I was like, how about Caitlin?
I forgot to say Caitlin too, but everybody was really ripping that product for Wemby at first, and then Caitlin came second out of that, and everybody went back and pulled all their Caitlins back out, and then realized what a year or two later, oh no, where are the Juju cards at? You know? Those so. That's why I hold on to all the cards. I don't get rid of any of them. I keep them all.
And with how deep the women's class was that we already know of, I mean,
there's
a bunch in there that could still pop off.
Yeah,
like really,
100%. So part 2, I said there was a 2-part question. So part 2 of that question was, you got Topps basketball first year, and you've got Panini. This is their last year. And I know you really like the top stuff, right? But is there a part of you that's saying, I think that Panini may be valuable because it's the last year? And before I let you answer, the chat too, people in the chat, tell me what you think. Is there one or the other? Would you rather? Are you gonna try to keep both, get both? Are you want one and not the other?
So when I think of this last year of Panini, basketball, I will think of the last product that they put out, which was a surprise to everyone, is Prism Black. Have you looked it up much? I know I told you a little bit about it.
Yeah.
Each box has 5 autos. They have these manga cards, dual color black.
It's like goulash, right? It's like, get all the autos we have and get them in the box.
But it's awesome, dude. It's so awesome. The first off the line of that product is literally just the best Panini product I've ever seen. Like, it really is. Like, I was just watching like a 3-box first off the line. See what Bill said? Very expensive Prism Black NBA. Yeah. I agree, it is. Here's the thing. It's $900 for a box of Prism Hobby, $850, $900. You get 5 autos.
But let me ask you a question. Is this like the Contenders autos where you get one really good auto and then you get the kicker, the coach, the defensive tackle, the center? It's like with Contenders, they said, oh yeah, 5 autos, but there was only really one good auto in there. The other 4.
Dude, I've seen insane autos come out. Like I've seen Curry,
they're just loaded.
Alexander. I've seen Giannis. I see Cade Cunningham all the time. I see Jared McCain all the time. You have the lower end.
Multiple good autos per box.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know about that, but like, it's also not like. I mean, they're all a bunch of rookie autos too. So like, it wasn't the strongest class, but there's a bunch of rookie autos too. But like, they have the vet autos in it. I haven't really seen like a bad vet auto at all. Like, I've been impressed by. It's a good checklist. And also the case hits in the product are absolutely insane. Like insane. The Curry manga did like $20,000.
Huh.
And I think the LeBron manga, same thing. There was I saw a Curry Durant dual color blast get pulled, and in the middle of the color blast, so it's like if you're looking at the card, it's a horizontal card. They're each like shooting or going up for a layup, and in the middle is like the NBA Finals trophy. It's sick, and it did like $8,000. Like the case hits are huge out of it.
Yeah.
And they look really good. Then they have Prismania, and then they have Groove. I mean, it's great, dude. It's a great product. It is expensive, but also like, I think of what Prism Football sells for, and you get nothing out of Prism Football, especially the hobbies, man. Like, you get nothing out of Prism Football. And how terrible are the Prism Football autos? They're the worst.
I'll tell you what, and people laugh all the time. I love Spectra. I've always loved Spectra football.
Great. Yeah. Oh yeah.
They're so colorful with the awesome patches and the autos and everything in it. And then you get to other products, and you're like, why are we paying so much more for this product? And it's just bland. You can barely get an auto, and when you do, it's like a napkin patch. It's like, come on, man.
I feel like a lot of the Spectra RPAs are like on card too, or at least they used to be in years past that I remember. They could have changed it.
Some of them are, yeah. I mean, I think it's probably still a lot more sticker, but yeah, some
they
of them
used
are.
they used to be not long ago. Like I think of when I was like a couple years back. I wish I never sold them. I was collecting Jason Tatum like really really heavy, and I was trying to rainbow his Spectra RPAs, and they were all on card, and just the card the RPAs at a Spectra are. They may be the most undervalued. I may agree with you on that. Spectra looks so good, dude.
Yeah,
and it's a better card stock too. You know what I mean? It's just
well, that's what I said. It just doesn't make sense that those cards look so good, and I think they were kind of pretty well made, right? And then all of a sudden you go like you spend
and
all
you get great patches out of them too. You're right. You get great.
Yeah. Big John says, I think this year's Prism NBA was done really well. The Night Curry and the LeBron crowning cards look great.
Yeah, so the Night Curry, if you're watching, he was like this on the card. It's unbelievable. I just sent a silver Prism of that out to PSA. I sent out like 50 cards today.
Yeah. I know people may be yelling at me when I say this, but that Night was from the Olympics, or was that before the Olympics, and he just carried it over to the Olympics?
Carried it over. Yeah.
Okay.
He's done that through.
He's done it. Okay.
Yeah. Right. He did it to my Celtics in 2022.
Okay.
At TD Garden. That was great.
Bill says Prism Black very expensive, and case hits in NBA are very valuable.
They are.
Yeah.
It's very like it's so interesting because I think we talked about this on the phone the other day. It's like, remember, like, I don't know, was it maybe not even a year ago, everyone's like, basketball cards are like dead. It's really slow. But the high-end basketball is like no other. Like it's almost like there's a huge disconnect, right? Like it's like that mid-end.
Don't you think that they only have so many people on the team? I mean, the football got a 52-man roster, and they can make cards for punters, kickers, linemen, defensive backs, and all that. Where in basketball, everybody's a star on the court, right?
I guess, but everyone only wants the quarterbacks anyways, right? So what's it matter?
You got a 1 in 52 chance to get, on each team. Now you multiply that by 32 teams, right?
Yeah.
And even at starting quarterbacks, you probably only want 12. So there may be like 8 to 10 cards in the whole thing that people are chasing, or less, right? Where basketball, everybody on the court is a star, right?
I mean, well, when I think of these markets is I think it's interesting how strong like a mid-end market is for football and how weak a mid-end basketball market is. And that could be a really ignorant take I just said off the cuff. But like I just think of how strong like the high-end basketball market is on a whole different level than the football high-end. It's not even close. It really is.
But I'm going to say this again. If I'm opening a high-end box of basketball, it's going to cost me a lot more money, right? But so say like NT, right? National Treasure, they're coming out with 6 cards, right? And there's 2 or 3 autos and this and that. So with basketball, your chances of pulling stars, right, are so much higher than football. Like if you spent that money on a football box and your star was a defensive tackle, or you know what I'm saying, or a guard, or even a running back or a wide receiver, because they don't carry as much weight. I mean, when on the football, every card coming out, you're praying for a quarterback.
Yeah.
Right. Hands down, that's all you want is you get a quarterback. But in basketball, what are you praying for?
It's this specific player, right?
Yeah, but it's plenty. But the stars are plentiful. Even a weak player's card is probably more expensive than with football because there's just so many. The the list, the checklist is so big. Football.
That'd be interesting to look at, actually, of like the variants that, like, at least for like NT, like the RPA checklist on what it does. I mean, it's also like I would say you're probably right more in the recent releases, more so than even like the checklist, is that so many of the, like, I would disagree with you this last year if all the quarterbacks signed, right? Like, I get that's not like because those 5 or 6 quarterbacks would outsell most of the rookies from the NBA class too. Like, you know what I mean? But like,
what's the roster of a basketball team?
No, I understand that, but you're also talking, Ken. You're like that's a wild argument. No one's collecting special teamers unless they're Pat McAfee. Like, I mean, I know there's people who collect kickers, but like like.
But you know what I'm saying? I mean, you've got a better shot of getting a more valuable player in basketball than you do in football.
Yeah. I mean, like in the actual roster, sure, but like I'd be curious to see the checklist, is what I'm saying. Because like I get like players, but like they're not including 52 guys. Like, I get the argument, but they're not including all those guys.
Yeah. Come on, this year we saw coaches.
So, I mean, that's better than some of the autos they put in the best.
And then they put players that haven't played in years.
Andy Reid is a cool guy. I wouldn't be mad if I got a sick Andy Reid card, would you?
No, not at all.
No. Like, I mean, there's a few coaches I'd be pretty pumped about getting, honestly. Yeah. I don't hate the coach. I really don't hate the coach thing. I actually like that and think it should be implemented more, the coaches.
Yeah. So next on our checklist, starting to see more content on people buying and selling soccer cards, like all the sun over the last few weeks on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube. A lot of content, people buying or selling, and it's becoming more and more where I haven't seen anybody, and I'm talking more mainstream content creators, are buying and selling soccer cards who I've never seen buy and sell soccer cards before. And then it got me thinking, like, should I be thinking a little bit more? Should I be possibly buying some cards to stash until next summer? Like, is this the time? Is that what's going on? Or is this people are just buying them and moving them quickly? What are your thoughts on that?
I think the time was this spring, and I think my anecdote of my missed auction is a perfect explanation of that. Right, I was like the underbidder. The card went for like, I don't know, $3,800, $4,000. This messy PSA 10 rookie, and the last 2 sales last time we talked was $15,000 and $20,000. So I don't know, man. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I know, because I don't. But like I probably won't be going after it unless it's in a collection that I pick up. And it's not. I love it too. And I'll tell you what. I'll even get a little dangerous. If I was buying anyone, it would be Kylian Mbappe. Yeah. Yep. That'd be the number one person I'd be buying.
Mm-hmm. And somebody like him with a proven market, right? You're probably going to start out very expensive with him.
Yeah, but like like another thing too is like there's always tiers and levels to every single player. Like if you were gonna buy a Mahomes rookie, you could buy his Prism PSA 10, or you could buy his retail roundup absolute PSA 10, which I actually like that card. $4,000, $5,000 difference in the card. So
yeah.
So there's levels. There's levels. You get entry points. You can always get into any of them. And the reason I like Mbappe is because he's like 26, I think, maybe 25. He's probably still the best player in the world. He already has his rookie card is in 2017 UEFA Topps Chrome, which is also a debut made huge important set. And also what's deemed his rookie card is 2018 World Cup Prism when he won the World Cup. And also he lost in the last World Cup to Messi with a hat trick, and was probably the best player on the pitch in that final. And it's just like, I don't know. It's just like you have this run up on the GOAT stuff of Messi, Ronaldo, Jordan, Kobe, maybe Otani soon. We'll see. That guy's insane. But it's just like Mbappe seems to be the heir apparent, in my opinion. Because there's all this hype on Lamine Yamal, and he's fantastic. But where there's all that hype, it feels like people are aware of Mbappe, but it's just that hype is not there, and that may be a good time to just pick him up, especially if you're going to try to short-term flip with you're going to have this guy. And another thing too, when we talk about the World Cup coming, is international, the World Cup soccer is not as high level as club soccer, because in the Premier League and in the Champions League, when you have the top 5 club leagues and the others that scurry in. And the reason for that is because these international teams, they don't get to play as frequently together as the club teams do. And there's not as much consistency. So there's that. And then also the club teams, it's all about money. So the US, Pulisic is one of the best players in Serie A in Italy, but he's not playing with a bunch of Americans, because they're not at that level. So he's playing with Leao, who's Portuguese. He has all these other guys that it's all based on who are the best players in the world. We're going to pay them. They're going to play together. That's not international football. And France has an insane roster, and Mbappe just can flourish against honestly weaker competition than he's normally going to be playing. And he's going to be doing it in America. So if you want to say hey, a star is going to go off on U.S. soil and kids are going to grow up watching this guy and seeing how amazing he is, he could be one to just win the World Cup and have an absolutely insane tournament for the ages that captivates the U.S. market, which we talked about, I think, last time, which is the main driving force of the cards, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah. And do you think there's a bubble on Lamal and some of these players that people are buying? Do you think that this is just a bubble waiting to burst? Or
if there's a bubble, I think it's the entire market. If there is a bubble, I think it'd just be the entire market, because also with Yamal, it's he's also doing insane things at his age. It's not like it's not like the hype's unwarranted.
Yeah.
So I don't want to sit here and, especially not being educated, say oh, Yamal's a bubble. I'd feel it'd be more of the whole market rather than just him.
Yeah. And I want to say this, and Bill, I'm not putting you down, but Bill's comment here says that's my guy, right? But I would have to challenge him to how many times has he watched him play?
Yeah, no,
right.
For sure.
And a lot of that was the same with Caitlin Clark in the WNBA. Everybody was but a lot of people never really watched her play, except for games that we watched her play against Angel Reese type of thing. So and I think that's probably the toughest part of the market is getting people to watch the games, right? So I mean, I think when the World Cup comes every 4 years, right? I think it's a great time to sit down and root for your country, but it's a lot like the Olympics, right?
I would say too with soccer, it's really tough because it's in a whole different. It's way tough. I think it's way tougher to watch soccer than the WNBA, because the soccer, at least, it's in a different time zone and it's not as viewable for the most part. And if you are going to watch it, it's on a Saturday morning, which most people are doing stuff on their Saturday. So but Bill, I would say watch him, and he'll definitely be your guy. That dude's awesome, though. And another thing too is Spain is gonna be. Yeah, see, he goes none. Yeah, no, but Spain's gonna be super exciting too, and they're super young with a ton of hobby relevant guys on their team. Yeah. So I think I'm excited for the World Cup. I will try to watch as many games as possible. I tried to. I remember waking up at like 3 a.m. to watch some of those like 4 a.m. Qatar starts. Like, so I'm excited for it.
Yeah. All right, last order of business tonight. Actually, before we get in the last order of business, I have to say something. I just came back from Canada, right? Long trip, 10 states, 3 provinces, you know, 10 days on the road, driving, doing it all. And I have to say, if you ever go to Canada and you want the most amazing candy bar ever, you have to buy yourself a Caramilk. This stuff is addicting. There's drugs. I'm telling you, there's drugs in this thing. You can't stop.
They took the cocaine out of Coca-Cola and put it in the Caramilk.
I got made fun of in French because the last day I went to the supermarket with a cart and I put all the Caramilk, piled them in the cart, and went up and checked out. People were making fun of me.
They call you Augustus Gloop.
Buying all the Caramilks, good. And I'm still eating it. I'm getting worried. I'm down to like my last 4 bars.
You haven't found a golden ticket?
No, there's no.
Oh, you can't have them shipped here either.
No, you can't buy. The only place you get them is in Canada.
Well, because the post that right there, they don't. They
no, just you can't buy them here. I mean, they're made by Cadbury, but Cadbury version is Caramella, but it's a completely different product than Caramella.
No, I'm saying you can't you couldn't order them from Canada to have them shipped.
No.
Well, right.
No,
well,
I mean,
aside from their post, not.
Yeah, no, I mean you can still ship stuff back and forth, different, more than just the mail.
Have to you're gonna have to get DHL on it.
Yeah.
If you live in Canada,
yeah, you gotta hook me up.
Find a way to get.
Be my new drug dealer, and I'm not even a chocolate eater, so this is crazy.
And no golden tickets yet.
No golden ticket.
So.
Last order of business. So you and I talked about this. I don't know how we throw that out there, but we hear everybody. There was Jeff Wilson put up a post about getting upcharged, and everybody uses the word upcharge, PSA upcharge, but it's really not an upcharge, right? I mean, it's just it was a card that wasn't put in, submitted properly under the right level of how they should have paid. Right.
Or it depends how PSA values it versus how someone values it. Yeah.
So, and I think we all do the same thing. Like we all try, and you hear people, Howard says PSA holds your cards hostage. If you hear people all the time say, "Oh, I submitted this under a bulk deal, and it's like a $1,500 card, and it slipped through the cracks." Right.
Yeah,
and
it happens all the time.
It came back. So why not take that chance? Maybe not,
not a Steph Curry night PSA 10-10 out of 5 on card auto from the Olympics. No.
Yeah, I'm gonna base that at $2,500.
Yeah, I think what I saw about all this that really stood out to me was I don't know who it was. I just remember this comment. Someone commented on one of those Instagram posts about Jeff Wilson's card and specifically said that something similar happened to them, and they sent the card to auction and it sold for half the value that PSA deemed the value to be. And they reached out to PSA asking for a refund, and PSA did not give them a refund, to which I think is absolutely ridiculous then. Because if they're going to like that's so do you get it? Like that doesn't make any sense to me. How are you gonna base your service charge on a valuation and then not hold true to your valuation of what you're charging someone when they send the card to auction and it doesn't perform as you valued it? Right? That seems scummy. But PSA being scummy, I mean that's nothing new.
Well, I know my guy Howard on here. He bought a card through eBay, and he shipped it to. And Howard, just post up here what that card was. So from eBay, he shipped it straight to PSA. I have that service. If you buy a car on eBay, you can send it straight from grading. So he sent it straight to grading, and they gave him the grade of the card, and he read he said the
Right.
Jackson Holiday SP. So he read, he saw the label on it, and he said, well, he sent them a message saying it's you mislabeled it. It should have been something else. And they said, oh, he said it was authenticated. The card was authenticated and labeled. He said it was mislabeled. And then they took it out of the holder and sent it back to him and said, we don't grade that card. After he bought it, oh, he said it should have said saw cut on it.
Yeah, it was the Jackson Holiday F face parallel off of the Billy Ripken, and there's all the different types of Billy Ripken ones they had, so they did the same thing with Jackson Holiday, which is super cool card. And he couldn't get it slabbed like he wanted to get all of his others because he's collecting the entire set of the parallels of it, and that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, that's ridiculous. Like, it's from Fanatics directly, the saw cut. Like, it's just, I honestly, every single day I just don't like PSA more and more. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, and I'll tell you what, like, I was never a PSA stan, but like it's always just so you can't argue with the secondary market value. That's just why you have to just go PSA. And it's just I every time I can send a card to Beckett, I feel better about it. Every single time. Not that Beckett's any great either, but I hate it.
Yeah. And that's one thing too. He said there too was, PSA, when eBay authenticates the card and PSA authenticates that card that you purchase, all that's saying is it matched a listing. That's all they're doing with that card, is they're saying we're authenticating that it matched the listing that you purchased it with.
Yeah. Oh wow. So they didn't even like slab it authentic. My bad. That's what I thought you were saying.
Oh no, they did. They slabbed that card. That card was slabbed with a label, and he saw the picture of it, and then he sent them a message saying the label's incorrect. It should be the saw cut. So then they took it out of the slab.
He's saying no.
Oh, okay.
He's saying no. So never mind. Anyways, I guess we'll have to have Howard on to explain what the heck.
Yeah, we'll have to bring him on.
But yeah, no, PSA, they suck. I hate them.
He said it's okay. It's all good.
Yeah. No, I hate PSA.
When I was going away, I had the 2 days before I was leaving to go on vacation, I had 5 orders all popped from PSA. So, and then you do that 48 hours, to buy a card back. So I sent them a message saying, hey, I'm going to be out of the country. Can you hold? Don't ship these orders because I'm not going to be here to sign for them. Can you hold them and ship them all on the 15th? Knowing I was going to be back on the 17th, that I would be here by then. No problem. Just tell us that you approve it. Yep, I approve it. So on the 15th, it said, I still got the email. Your PSA order shipped. Beautiful. And when I sent that message, I listed the the order number and all that. I listed them all out, all 5 of them. Well, on the 15th, they shipped the very first one, but I didn't get it. I didn't get the other 4 orders. So then I emailed them, said, hey, look, I'm home from vacation. Feel free to send the other 4. And they said, yeah, well, they're waiting to be shipped. We'll ship them when we're ready to ship them. So
nice.
I have no idea what that means. Like, it's going to be
whenever they want to. Yeah, we'll get around.
Will it be 2 weeks that I'll have to message them again to say, hey, could you ship my cards now? I'm home.
Yeah, we'll get around to it.
They were good enough. They were good enough to read the line of the first order, right?
Yeah, that sounds about right. Good old PSA.
You want to go live again next Tuesday?
Sure.
So we call it now, so people will know to.
We'll go live same time. Do 9 again.
Yeah, 9 o'clock's good.
All right, cool.
Yeah. Anything else? Anybody else in the chat? Anything to say before we shut it down? What are you doing? Anything this weekend? Any hobbying?
No. Are you going to shows?
I got some local shows. Yeah, I really want to get my office done, and I may put some work into it this weekend. Work on that. I have a local show Saturday. There's a local show Sunday too, but with football and the podcast and all that, I'm generally just being a Saturday guy right now with the hobby.
Yeah, and I'd like to. I feel like I want to go to a bigger show again, just a value box, because I'll be watching some of the guys on YouTube that do some value boxing at like the big shows, and they find some great stuff at the big shows. So there you go. That's a great comment to end on for the night.
And Bill's surprised. Wow, and PSA has bad customer service. Yeah, but you know what? Jeff Wilson said this, right? They're still the best game in town, right? That's why we're gonna. They can have bad customer service. They can have bad lot of things, but they're still. Their value of their cards coming as a PSA grade is still worth more.
How many cards do you have out at grading right now?
Well, I have 100 cards at PSA waiting to ship. They've already been graded, waiting to ship, and I have another 50 through a bulk submitter that I'm waiting to come back, and I have 52 and 62, 71 cards at BGS.
Yeah, so I was just gonna say, like, I just counted today because Howard in one of our group chats sent a bunch of his returns, had a bunch of good grades, so good for him. I have 426 cards out at grading right now, and 350 of them are at PSA. The others are at BGS, and it's just like still they're undisputedly like that's the best return, right? So we keep feeding the machine.
Yeah. And you're so patient. I check every day. Is there an update? Come on, man.
So like when it like it's not that I'm patient. It's just that like I send out. I feel like for me, I can't remember all the stuff that I send out. So like I just have it down to a process, and I know if I do what I'm supposed to do, it's going to work more times than it doesn't. And like I get in a collection there, I get in some cards, and my goal is like within 3 days max. Usually it's the next day if I have time. Is that I get them sorted in where they're going to go, whether it's consignment, now whatnot inventory, which is too much, or grading, and I just get it sent out as soon as I get it in. So. But yeah.
All right, kid. Another great episode.
All righty. I'll see you next Tuesday.
Yes, sir. I will see you next Tuesday.
tomorrow night, October 22nd, Wednesday, 8 p.m. on Whatnot. 174 transactions is the goal for that night. I think regardless, I mean, if we get to it, I'll probably shut it down, even if it's cooked. Well, maybe I'll keep going. But I want to get to 174, so then I get to 1,000 transactions, and boom. Good. That was the goal set out, and then.
What time is it tomorrow night?
8 p.m. 8 p.m. Eastern.
All right. I'll jump in and I'll take a look, see what's happening.
Cool. Awesome.
All right, and thank everybody in the chat.
Thanks for popping in, guys.
For watching live, and thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Please like, please subscribe, and like we said, we'll be back next Tuesday with a brand new episode. Take care.
See ya.